So I'm not sure if the video, if the fan in the background is going to be too noisy, but what I wanted to share with you is an observation that I had is when I look at the body and we go through the whole system. You know, we check range of motion of the neck, we check the tension of the spinal neck muscles. We go through the shoulder range of motion, if there's any limitations with ranging your arm overhead, you know, especially if the elbow comes forward while we're going up. Rib cage mobility and how that affects the neck and the head specifically. And then hip range of motion, glute firing or not firing. And all of that stuff leads into a bigger picture of what do we do then. Once we find out that we have all these restrictions, we have the fascia system on the right side is too tight, the lats are way too strong and short, and that rolls the shoulders in, that really puts a tension, pressure dynamic on the lower back, which doesn't create lower back tension or pain, but instead it actually shuts the glute system off, and then that causes the lower back tension to act up because that stabilization force is not being helped by the stomach or the glute system. It's all right on the spine of the back. So then where do we go from here? The biggest thing is just take small chunks and try to correct one thing at a time instead of trying to do, okay, well, I have to stretch and I have to do this and I have to do this exercise and yada yada yada. So even for myself, I can work on anybody and figure out how their system works for them. But for me, when I put my body on the table and I try to process my limitations, so to speak, I have to do one thing and then reassess the whole system. So I can't mentally in my own mind say, okay, like if I bring my arm up, yeah, I can feel a tightness in my pec wall. It, you know, the muscles are guarding, my rhomboids in the back aren't firing. That means I have to release my tricep, and when I do that, then I have to release my pec, and then I have to release my rib cage. You know, all of those things. That's too much information for my body. That doesn't include my core, my glute system, my iliopsoas, my adductors, my pelvic floor, my breathing dynamics. So what I have to do is I have to pick one thing, usually the start of the process, and that is range of motion. So if I do range of motion in my neck, I feel tension by my right base of the skull, ear kind of ish area right here. If I do range to the left, I don't really feel much. So that means based upon the counterbalance of the neck and the rib cage, since I rotate my head to the right and I feel tension like right here, base of